Off to run some errands. Please tidy up this place. No! Wow! How did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
When the power goes out, life is disrupted. Be prepared and keep your home powered up with a generator from Benquip. We carry brands such as Honda, Kohler, and JCB. Schedule your installation, maintenance, and assessment to keep your generator ready and waiting to protect your family and home the next time the power fails. Stay in control of your power with a generator from Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
Speaks on BEL's load shedding, SSB's plan to invest in HydroBelize, and the Ministry of Defense's audit. Forest Department launches investigation into viral video of tourists petting Jaguar Cub. PSU President proposes 3 measures to combat corruption in Belize. Did deforestation cause the capital city to flood over the weekend? And Ernestine Carballo introduces new single, Baila Conmigo. These stories and more coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Welcome to Plus News for today, Wednesday, July 15. I am Jordana Flowers. 4 weeks ago, Prime Minister John Briceño announced that he had requested the Auditor General to conduct an audit on the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security. The audit was requested after leaked smart stream payments show that former Minister of State's siblings receiving tens of thousands of dollars in government contracts, calling into question the tendering process and transparency. Today, the media asked for an update on the audit from the Prime Minister.
I don't talk to the auditor, to the Auditor General. She's independent and she's doing her own job. She has been going meticulously through. I mean, it's a lot of files because on invoices and the POs, what they refer to as the POs, the purchase orders, and the contracts. It's a lot of work, and they're compiling them. That's what the last I know from the CEO. And whenever she has a report, then she make it available.
You indicated that the audit will go back to 2015. Has this resulted in a request from the office for additional time than the initial 3 months indicated?
Well, I think it's important for us, for Belizeans to know we're looking at what has happened during our time, but it's also important to be able to take a look back. And I believe that we can go back as far as 2015. I don't think that has been officially said to the Auditor General, but I will ask if the Financial Secretary to speak with her and also to request that we go back all the way to 2015.
4 weeks ago, Prime Minister John Briceño announced that he had requested the Auditor General to conduct an audit on the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security. The audit was requested after leaked smart stream payments showed that former Minister of State siblings receiving tens of thousands of dollars in government contracts, calling into question the tendering process and transparency. Today, the media asked for an update on the audit from the Prime Minister.
I don't talk to the Auditor, to the Auditor General. She's independent and she's doing her own job. She has been going meticulously through. I mean, it's a lot of files because on invoices and the POs, what they refer to as the POs, the purchase orders, and the contracts. It's a lot of work, and they're compiling them. That's what the last I know from the CEO, and whenever she has a report, then she make it available.
You indicated that the audit will go back to 2015. Has this resulted in a request from the office for additional time than the initial 3 months indicated?
Well, I think it's important for us, for Belizeans to know we're looking at what has happened during our time, but it's also important to be able to take a look back. And I believe that we can go back as far as 2015. I don't think that has been officially said to the Auditor General, but I will ask if the Financial Secretary to speak with her and also to request that we go back all the way to 2015.
When the Prime Minister first announced the audit back in June, he stated that 3 months would have been insufficient for the Auditor General to conduct her investigation. The Prime Minister says that Belize Electricity Limited has a plan to limit the amount of blackouts and load shedding activities throughout the country. On Tuesday, BEL issued a tentative load shedding schedule after receiving a notice from Mexico's Comisión Federal de Electricidad that electricity exports to Belize may be reduced because of high power demand in Mexico. According to BEL, the temporary outages are intended to protect the stability of the national grid if available power falls below demand. Today, the PM stated that load shedding may soon be a thing of the past, as BEL has purchased a standby generator that will soon be able to provide relief once it arrives the country.
Well, that has always been a problem since 2000 and from 2024. As we know, Belize has been, the demand for electricity has been growing exceedingly fast. And likewise, in the southern part of Mexico, they're having the same problems. They should have had 1.2 gigawatts of electricity already online, but they seem to be having a lot of problems in getting that. I think the plants have been built in Mexico, but now they're having problems on how they can get the natural gas to power up or fire up those plants. So we are in conversation with them, but at the same time we are also taking our own precautions. We're happy that it's raining, so the dam is starting to fill up again, so we'll be able to get some more electricity from them. We also, BEL had signed on with a company to be able to have a standby generator. The generator should have been here from the month of, towards the end of May, I think. But because of the war in Iraq, it has messed up, the shipping, and that is why we have not gotten it by now. We're hoping that by the end of the month or sometime next month, that standby generator will be here. Once that standby generator is in Belize, so whenever there's any kind of load shedding, then we will be able to fire that up for us to be able to ensure that we don't have any load shedding in Belize.
So these short-term measures could potentially eliminate load shedding altogether in Belize and prevent these blackouts?
Well, that is the expectation. And also, we, as you all know, we have already have called for, or have done requests for proposals for solar. And we expect that sometime by the middle of next year, at the very latest, the end of next year, we're going to have a lot more solar into the system that then would allow us to give us more energy independence to ensure that we can produce most, if not all, of our energy.
On Friday, the United Democratic Party organized an anti-corruption protest through the streets of Belize City. The party marched from their headquarters to Battlefield Park, asserting that they are not pleased with the current Briceño administration. While members of the media stated that only 500 persons showed up, party leader Panton asserted that the crowd was over 2,000. Despite varying numbers, the Prime Minister says that he was still not impressed with the turnout.
I think what they need to worry is that the people are not taking them serious, because we had a National Party Council meeting on the Saturday before. And we had more people in Danguiga for a meeting than what they managed to bring, and they had buses all over the country.
The Honorable Florencio Marin Jr. and the Honorable Oscar Mira are both currently on 3-month leave of absence. In early June of this year, leaked screenshots from the SmartStream payment system showed that Mira's siblings, namely Jenny and Brian Mira, are recipients of large government contracts. This scandal did not stop there, however, as the leaked screenshots also showed that a large majority of payments were made under the $10,000 threshold, a loophole used to sidestep the financial oversight. At the UDP's anti-corruption protest last week in Belize City, the president of the Public Service Union, Dean Flowers, proposed that 3 measures to combat corruption in Belize, which including forming a United Nations-supported anti-corruption investigative commission, tasked with investigating corruption claims without political interference.
The Mira Millions scandal has exposed a deep wound in our democracy. But exposure creates an opportunity. A wound cannot heal until it is exposed to the light. The question before us is not whether the problem exists. The question is whether we have the courage to fix it. Today, I offer 3 practical, achievable reforms that can strengthen transparency, protect public funds, and restore public confidence in government. First, and Madam Leader of the Opposition and other leaders out here, the first one is the big one. A United Nations supported anti-corruption investigative commission to investigate high-level corruption and strengthen our local institutions. Second, a fully transparent central procurement unit and mandatory public procurement portal so that every Belizean can see how public money is spent. Third, properly funded, independent and accountable oversight bodies empowered to investigate wrongdoing, protect whistleblowers, and ensure that corruption leads to prosecution rather than buried reports. These reforms are not theoretical. They are based on successful international models and best practices that have transformed governance in countries facing challenges similar to our own. And nowhere is that lesson clearer than in Guatemala. For years, Guatemala struggled with entrenched corruption, weak institutions, political interference, and a lack of public confidence in the justice system. Powerful politicians, business elites, and criminal networks operated with near impunity. The country's oversight institutions were overwhelmed, under-resourced, and unable to effectively pursue high-level corruption cases. Recognizing that the national institutions alone could not solve the problem, Guatemala took an extraordinary step. The Guatemalan government entered into an agreement with the United Nations to establish the International Commission Against Impunity in Guatemala, commonly known as CICIG. CICIG was not imposed on Guatemala, it was requested by the Guatemalan government. It was the recognition that when a system becomes too compromised to police itself, outside expertise and independent support become necessary to restore public trust. The results were remarkable. CICIG helped uncover and CICIG helped to uncover and prosecute major corruption networks that had infiltrated state institutions. It contributed to the prosecution of former presidents Alfonso Portillo and Otto Perez Molina. It played a central role in exposing La Linea, the customs fraud scheme, which triggered mass public demonstrations and ultimately led to the resignation and arrest of a sitting president and vice president. No anti-corruption initiative is perfect. No institution can permanently solve a country's problem. But CICIG proves something important when independent investigators are given the authority, resources, and political backing to follow the evidence wherever it leads. Corruption can be challenged, powerful actors can be prosecuted, and public confidence can begin to be restored. This is why Belize should seriously consider a similar partnership with the United Nations.
PSU President Dean Flowers also stated that the institutions that were created to stop corruption in Belize are failing, and that after the Mira scandal, individuals need to be held accountable to regain the trust of the public. Flowers also urged the oversight bodies to do their jobs and help weed out the corruption.
Our system is failing us. The institutions entrusted with safeguarding public funds and ensuring accountability is not functioning as they should. And when accountability fails, corruption flourishes. My fellow public officers, we are entrusted with a sacred responsibility. We are guardians of the public purse, not accomplices in a scheme that robs the Belizean people. And this was not merely theft from government, this was theft from our national security. The National Evangelical Association of Belize has called for stronger anti-corruption measures, greater whistleblower protection, campaign finance reform, and meaningful updates to the Finance and Audit Reform Act. Belize deserves better. Those responsible must be held accountable. But accountability requires more than public outrage. It requires institutions willing to do their jobs. So I ask, where are our oversight bodies? Where are the institutions specifically created to detect wrongdoing, investigate abuse, and protect the Belizean people? The Contractor General was given extensive powers under the Contractor General Act to initiate investigations, compel documents, and question witnesses under oath. We, the Public Service Union of Belize, formally requested an investigation and provided detailed information regarding procurement irregularities, contract fragmentation, and payment splitting designed to circumvent oversight. We are still awaiting a response from the Contractor General. The institutions exist. The laws exist. What is missing is effective enforcement. The tragedy is that Belizeans were promised something different.
We are going on a very short break. Stay tuned to Plus News.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Judicial officers are a very important part in adjudicating cases. When it comes to specifically trafficking in persons, cases travel through the magistrate's court and then eventually to the high court. But you have other child security matters that may stop right at the magistrate's court, such as like diversion. We also have other focus areas like rehabilitation of children. And so we figure that it's important for continued training and capacity building that we engage in another training with the judiciary.
This conference was a response to a national assessment which exposed critical gaps in the child protection system. So this child protection training is a direct response to that. Human trafficking has plagued Belize for many, many years.
Some of the things that I thought were really important for today is actually how does Belizean culture impact trafficking and anti-trafficking. For instance, many Belizean people don't trust the police officers, so they will not report to the ATIPS unit. What does that then mean for prosecutions? Because if people are not reporting, how can we get cases to the court? So how is it that we can improve the culture from the ground up? How is it that we can help people to understand what trafficking means? Because what it might mean in the minds of the Belizean public isn't what the legislation says. So how can we close that gap? And also, what does it mean for a survivor to be able to give good testimony in a case? How can judicial officers help to facilitate that?
It is hoped that the judicial officers and other players in the justice and child protection system will be equipped with the relevant information that they can implement when matters come before them. It is expected that we will see stronger coordination amongst entities involved as it relates to trafficking in persons. It is expected too that we will put at the forefront, we'll be able to identify and put at the forefront the principles of the welfare of the child.
We acknowledge that the effectiveness of the justice system is measured not only by its ability to hold offenders accountable, but also by its capacity to protect those who have suffered harm.
Serious about your sound? So are we. At Levitza, music isn't just business, it's our vibe. From first-time players to seasoned pros, Belize chooses Levitza. Whether you're a solo artist, band, church, school, or marching band, we speak your language. Experience the crisp keys of a Yamaha, the legendary beat of Pearl and Tama drums, and a premium selection of guitars, mics, mixers, and speakers. We only stock the best. Gear that's built to perform, designed to last, and backed by expert service with a smile. At Levitza, it's about more than the equipment. It's about friendship and the joy of making music. Your passion is our mission. No cash? No worries. Ask about our flexible payment plans. From the mainland to the islands, we ship countrywide. Levitza, the good stuff at better prices.
In the heart of Belmopan, there's a pharmacy that cares for more than just prescriptions. Medicare Plus Pharmacy, genuine patient and community-centered care isn't just a promise, it's what we deliver every day. From medicines and wellness products to everyday essentials for you, your home, and even your pets. We're here for your entire family. Moms and expecting mothers are welcome to nurse in our private counseling room because your comfort matters. We offer diabetes checks, blood pressure checks, and medical counseling to help keep you informed and in control of your health. We support our community through blood drives, nutrition and wellness programs, and partnerships that make healthcare more accessible for everyone. And when medical information feels overwhelming, our trained staff takes the time to explain, guide, and support you so you can confidently manage your health and improve your quality of life. Medicare Plus Pharmacy Belmopan, genuine patient and community-centered care, always.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the BeBucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Welcome back to Plus News. The Belize Forest Department has launched an investigation into an interaction between a tourist and a Jaguar Cub that recently went viral on social media. A video circulating online shows a group of individuals approaching a female jaguar and her cub along a logging track within the Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve. Throughout the encounter, one man is seen repeatedly attempting to make contact with the cub, eventually petting the wild animal. According to the social media posts, the mother jaguar had retreated into nearby vegetation. The Ministry of Sustainable Development, through its Forest Department, has since condemned the actions displayed in the video, saying that they violate the Wildlife Protection Act. Authorities reminded the public that the Wildlife Protection Act defines to hunt as killing, taking, or molesting wildlife, including attempting to do so. The department noted that it is gathering all available evidence in order to pursue appropriate enforcement action under the law. Beyond the legal implications, the department stressed that the behavior was extremely dangerous and could have easily resulted in serious injury or loss of life. The Forest Department is urging the public to exercise responsible wildlife viewing by observing the animals from a safe distance, never touching, feeding, chasing, or attempting to handle wildlife animals, never interfering with mothers and their young, and to report any suspected illegal harassment or disturbance of wildlife. The capital city of Belmopan is still recovering from the rains that were brought on by the past weekend's tropical wave. Belmopan saw 10.8 inches of rainfall in 12 hours, with most of the city's residential and commercial areas becoming inundated by flood waters. Videos shared by residents across the city showed that extent damages left behind by the flood waters. While many residents have blamed the city's drainage infrastructure for the flood waters, Chief Engineer at the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, Evandale Moody, believes that the flooding can be more attributed to deforestation around the capital.
In terms of the flooding that has occurred in the Belmopan area, it has occurred in the area that I live in, Belmopan, and my drains are clean. I believe that yes, it may have a little impact in terms of the cleaning of the drains, but as you may be aware, those drains in Belmopan are very large capacity drains. And so from what I've seen, because it's affecting the highway, it's the deforestation and clearing that is happening around Belmopan that is sending an excessive amount of runoff passing through Belmopan. And these are deforestation that are happening on the outskirts. Yes, the drains in Belmopan are large. However, you have to take into consideration that the rainfall event and the intensities and the duration that we're having in terms of rainfall are much longer as well. And so that is creating more water coming down, more runoff coming down into these drains that maybe now are not, does not have the capacity to accommodate the amount of runoff that is passing through. Because the area that I live in, those drains were at maximum capacity. And so it had to spill over onto the street because the drains are so full. But I've never seen rainfall in that volume before, honestly, as to what occurred over the weekend. And so it's a possibility that things are happening outside of Belmopan that are creating that excessive runoff into the city and passing through the city.
We also asked Chief Engineer Devondale Moody about the Coastal Plains Highway and if it held up during the last weekend's tropical wave. According to Moody, despite slight flooding, the highway was still open to public and no damages were seen.
From my assessment and from the assessment given to me from our team, we only had some flooding on the approach to the Siboon Bridge, which is on the La Democracia side. However, that was still possible because we had the gauges there to monitor the height of the flood, and that quickly receded over a couple hours. So Coastal Highway was open.
The Prime Minister says that he is in full support of Social Security Board's plan to purchase $20 million worth of shares in HydroBelize Limited. The Social Security Board has announced that plans to acquire 655,000 shares in HydroBelize Limited. In a public notice dated June 25, 2026, the SSB said that shares would be purchased from Atlantic Investment Management Services Limited at $29 per share. According to the Prime Minister, investing in HydroBelize Limited is a solid investment for SSB.
I think it's a good investment. As you all know, Social Security, the last time I checked, had over $100+ million, and they need to put that money to work. If they can't invest that money, by 2030, they will have to raise contributions. And they look for solid investment that would bring at the minimum a 5% rate of return. Unfortunately, BTL is nowhere near that, and we have to try to find ways how we can fix that. But with HydroBelize, from the perspective, the prospectus, they're saying that they expect 10% or probably as much as 12% dividends on a yearly basis. So it is a good investment, and it's an investment that we support.
SSB says that the investment forms a part of its long-term strategy to manage the Social Security Fund while maintaining a prudent and sustainable investment portfolio. If approved, the acquisition would increase the SSB stake in HydroBelize to more than 2 million ordinary shares, further strengthening its position as a major investor in the renewable energy company. LifeNet Church in Belmopan is gearing up to host a 3-day camp tailored to young people between the ages of 13 and 18. The 3-day youth camp is set to kick off tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at 10 a.m. and promises to be a mix of sports, games, and the word. Camp coordinator, Pastor Adam Kosling, spoke more about what attendees can expect at the year's camp.
We're going to be hosting a 3-day youth camp here for ages 13 to 18. And this is really an opportunity for the youth in Belmopan to get activated with what the Lord is doing in their life, to discover their God-given abilities and their giftings that they have, and then to be able to walk that out. And so this is a little bit of a unique setup. And so we're going to be starting each day at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's right, lunch and dinner will be provided because look, you know, when you're a teen, man, you come hungry, but you're not just going to come hungry, you're going to leave fulfilled. And so that'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right here at LifeNet Church. But let me also just say, I want to encourage parents. This summer, I know we've had a lot of rain. I know it's been easy to stay inside. But man, what a great opportunity to encourage our youths. To get connected here in the city. There's a lot of other camps that are going on right now, a lot of things that are happening throughout all of Belize. But this week, there's a lot of great things that are happening, as well as next week, a lot of great camps. And so I want to encourage parents out there. I know sometimes your youth, your young adult, your teen, man, they want to stay inside. Maybe they don't know very many people, but this is the opportunity where as parents, you have the opportunity to really encourage your youth, get out there, meet some new people, and then along the way, allow them to grow, not just in their minds in school, but also with their hearts. We have some crazy games that they're going to be going on. That's part of a summer when you're a teen, but also we're going to be going and serving in the community. And so this Saturday, it's Serve Day all across Belize. And so churches and ministries all across, from Corzall all the way to PG, are going to be serving in their community. And so we're going to be teaching these young people, hey, it is more blessed to give than it is to receive. And so we're actually going to be serving in the community. And then at night, man, we're going to come into this place and we're going to rock the house. You'll probably hear the worship music even outside. And it's really been cool just seeing the way that even young people are so excited about the music that's really being cultivated and really being developed. We have some great musicians that are right here in Belize right now. And so they come together, and man, we have just a blast of a time. And so we'd love for them to come be a part of that.
The cost of the camp is $20 and covers the entire 3 days. The camp will be hosted at LifeNet Church, which is located at number 3 Teacher Street. We're going to a short break. Stay tuned.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
The
biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
On Sunday, July 12th, Belize lost one of its most influential musical pioneers to cancer. Kendall Simpson, professionally known as KS Beats, was an exceptional producer, audio engineer, drummer, teacher, husband, and father to his 10-year-old daughter. Throughout his career, he worked alongside some of Belize's most celebrated artists, including Tanya Carter, Melanie Gillett, Ernestine Carballo, Loverboy, T.R. Shine, and many others, helping to shape the sound of Belizean music since the early 2000s. For the past 2 years, Simpson silently battled with cancer, but despite his illnesses, he remained committed to his passion by continuing to create music for as long as his strength allowed. Reflecting on the remarkable life of her longtime musical colleague and friend, Ernestine Carballo described Simpson as a music genius. The pair collaborated on many of Carballo's hit songs, beginning with her first release in 2007. Passionate about preserving Belize's musical heritage and ensuring local musicians receive the recognition they deserve, Carballo recalled that one of Simpson's greatest hopes for the future of the music industry was the implementation of copyright protection for artists. She added that Simpson's influence has made a lasting impact on both Belize and abroad.
He was the only producer I could see that did high-level production, music, and mastering. So he was also a drummer, a phenomenal drummer. You know, I called him a music genius. I mean, he was just called and chosen by our Creator, the Most High God, that instilled upon him and has blessed him with all these gifts that was through the roof international. And then also he won 2 monarchs in Guyana this year and last year. So you're talking about not just a Belizean, but a Belizean that has impacted so many lives through music and the world. He always loved to share his information because he was the one that first showed me how to get my first PayPal, you know, and how to register our music and how to copyright our music, you know, because, you know, Belize don't really have that platform. So he would show us in details with Dane and Paul, you know, how to do and copyright our music so it can benefit us for the future. Lastly, I would like to send my heartfelt condolences to Kendall Simpson's mom, Miss Denise, his dad, his sister Tiffany, her son, his beautiful wife Annika, and his daughter, and the music family, Center Stage Band, and every artist and musician that he has impacted locally and internationally.
Music legend Ernestine Carballo, affectionately known as the Soca Queen, is back with a new and exciting single, Baila Conmigo, featuring Latin artist Daddy Flo. Carballo shared more about how the project came to life.
I would like to shout out to Daddy Flo in Orange Walk. He's a Latin artist that I met before, you know, the big tune forum. Big up to Miss Kim Vasquez and the entire team at ICA. He came to me and he said he have this rhythm. Big up to Wayne Jones, that also a Belizean, that there's this beautiful instrument and background music to match the song. And we meet up the big tune, and you know, he made me hear the song, and that he already had I believe it's unlimited on it. And I said, all right then, well, I'll try something. And when I heard it, I was like, you know, it has to be something captivating, and the rhythm makes me feel like I had to do like something to welcome the people, the tourists, to our beautiful country, Belize. It makes you feel like that island vibe. So that was where I wrote around that, and I said, you know what, it has to be inviting and it has to be catchy at the same time. So I had to put in a little verse that has, let me take you to my island and show you where I'm from. Beautiful Belize by the Caribbean Sea, where the land is so free and the breeze blows so sweet. Come baila, baila with me. Baila, 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 baila conmigo. the most attractive destination where people go besides Placencia, Key Carker is San Pedro. So I said, you know what? I told What's Happening Belize me that big up to What's Happening. That's my very good friend, Everett K. Nunes. Let's go to San Pedro. At the time, I already have sponsors out there. Big up to the manager at Corona Del Mar, my bestie, Janine Lopez. And I also have Caribbean Sprinters. Big up to Adam and the whole crew. And I said, you know what, I gotta kill all the birds with one stone. So like how I'm already out there hosting karaoke at the Island Jungle, let me just use this time, and I pulled at the floor, and I said that the floor, make we go out and shoot this video.
And that's the news for today. Thank you for joining us.